Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. It is TheTranspondster here with you today, and I am doing a speed build. This one here is in Copperdale. I don't know that I've done a Copperdale one yet for my save file that I've been working on for YouTube. But anyway, I am doing one today. However, this is actually for a personal save file as well. It's for a legacy that I've been working on just on my own, like, personal game. I've decided that I wanted to go for first 10 generations, see if I can make it to 10, and then from there I might try the alphabet legacy, except not really because I haven't really been naming my Sims with the alphabet. I would just at that point go for 26 legacies, or sorry, 26 generations in the legacy. Anyways, this is the start of generation 2. This is not the heir to the family, rather his twin brother. I am just building him a house in the neighborhood that they grew up in, pretty close to their parents, so that for my gameplay I can have them visit each other and such and have it seem somewhat realistic. But I did want to include this in the save file that I was making for YouTube as well. So because I'm building in Copperdale, I am going with a little bit of a Rocky Mountain theme, so a bit Canadian. And yeah, a bit cabiny too, just based on the location. It was giving me some cabin feels, so that's what we went with. And I'm kind of digging this like enclosed porch that I have around the side of the house. I feel like when you're close to the water, that's kind of something that you'd like to have for just a luxury a little bit. Honestly, it would block the wind that comes off the water a little bit better and still let you have that beautiful view with the breeze, and you feel like you're outside without all the effects of the weather. And then of course in the rain too, it would be so nice to sit out there when it's raining and just listen to the droplets hitting the windows. I also, sticking with that cabin feel I mentioned, I put a lot of these timber posts in the house. They're theoretically support beams, so I tried to put them in locations that made sense and space them out pretty evenly as best as I could. The floor plan in this home, actually, it ends up being mostly it could pretty much be a one-story home. The second level just ends up being half of the top floor basically, and it turns into a loft area with a bathroom. So in my head it would be maybe their kids' playroom when their kids grow up. Right now it's acting as an office space because this brother that I have is a little bit more intellectual. He graduated high school early and already has one university degree as he turned into a young adult, and he is actually halfway through the second, so he's going to be a pretty established guy. But he's also modest, which is why they're not living in anything luxurious. Also, he's kind of just starting out, so it wouldn't make sense for him to be in a super luxurious home. However, his parents are quite wealthy, so out of their 800 something simoleons, I decided to give each of the sons 150,000 to start with so that I could build them some nice homes and they're left with like a decent chunk of money from there. I feel like that's a little bit realistic too. When parents can do it, they'll help their kids buy a house, I feel like. Yeah, I really love the interior of this one. I would totally get this place either as a cottage or a home, I feel, but I might prefer this one better as a cottage. I feel like I'd like a little bit more space in a home. I also was going for a specific style. I think his girlfriend likes a more vintage feel. She's very into florals and yellows, so she has a lot of those soft tones poking through the home, whereas he likes, oh gosh, I always get him and his twin brother mixed up. One of them likes blue and one of them likes green, and I'm like 95% sure that this is the brother that likes blue. So this house will have a lot of blues and yellows in it, and I feel like those complement each other well. They're both primary colors, so yeah, I don't necessarily like the fact that the master bedroom has this door on the side for the area of this house just because it is pretty close to that fairground. So realistically speaking, it would be a pretty unsafe feature of this home. But in The Sims, it doesn't really matter where the door is. Sims that you don't want in your home are going to come in it anyway. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, I do line the house with plants a little bit to blend it in with the lot, but I don't do anything crazy for landscaping. I mostly pick a couple that blend nice together and just place them around this front porch. I don't even know that I get a tree around the back, but I might do that. And we get a little seating area in that windowed space too, so it ends up actually being a really nice space. I would love to just sit in there and look out at the water because this lot is totally surrounded by water as well. It's just a gorgeous area to build. I know that the lighting in Copperdale had some wonky issues when it first came out, but I feel like it's mostly resolved because realistically, I don't mind the lighting that this game is giving right now in this video, and I don't see a problem with it. So I actually like building in Copperdale, but I do find that the lots are a little bit small feeling, and my houses tend to end up going right to the edge, so I don't typically end up with any yard space in my Copperdale homes. I've only built a couple, so it's not like I'm talking from that much experience, but in my experience of the homes that I have built, that's what it's been. And I did lie. I actually get 2 trees on this lot, so I guess there is some space. I just didn't use it well enough to give them a lot of outdoor space. I had to fiddle around a little bit with the floor plan and the post again there to get everything to fit nice. It was a little bit crammed to get the living space in, but I like that for the cottage feel, right? Like it's a cozy vibe. I also went with the old appliances because it fit that vintage style that I was going for, obviously. I kind of like sorting by the styles because it gives a more specific catalog to your Sims preferences and personal tastes. So I kind of like that it's not so overwhelming to look at every item in the game, especially when you have a lot of packs. It can get to be a lot and things get lost so easily in the Sims 4 catalog. Even though we have a search function, I feel like it is not the greatest. I did go a little clutter heavy in the kitchen because, again, when you're going for that cottage cabin vibe, it's cozy, it's lived in. I feel like that's what they'd have. I also realistically don't think it's smart to have cushions on your front porch bench, but this is The Sims, so they're not going to actually get ruined, so I think it's okay that we use them there. And like I said, this is a very crammed in space. So we do get a dining table in, but it is a small one. My idea is that once they live here a little while, he gets his second university degree, she gets her first one, then they start in their careers and maybe then they look into moving. And at that point, they're either pregnant or have just had their first child. So I do set this room up, the second bedroom downstairs next to the master, as though it is like a spare bedroom, but my idea was that it was actually his girlfriend's childhood furniture that they put in there, because he left his single bed at his parents' house and got a new bed when he moved here, and she just brought hers with them because her parents wanted to turn her room into an office. I don't know. I'm not fully fleshing out her side of things. I just, yeah. It's another sim. Like, all the Sims in this story right now are ones that I've made, because in my personal save file I deleted everyone that EA has in the game. So yeah, they're all Sims made by me and storylines by me, so I can kind of just change them as I please to fit my own story, and it kind of just works for me like that. But yeah, I really love how this house turned out overall. I think it's really beautiful. Like I said a million times already, I would love to live here. I had to be a little bit particular in my bathrooms. I don't even know that I get a shower in this build. I really hope I'm able to squeeze one in upstairs, because showers are more convenient for gameplay, and not that I anticipate playing this household a whole bunch. I do want to pop in and update their lives during my own gameplay of his brother, because I am playing on long lifespan, and I just want to fill the time. Basically, I want to keep the story going and be in depth and spend time with all the characters in the legacy that I'm building, which includes the parents too. And who knows, maybe once the parents turn into elderly Sims, I'll be like, come on back, live with us now, or we're gonna move into your house and take it over. Except no, we're not, because I really hated that house. Like I was complaining earlier, it's in Copperdale, and it is literally to the edge of the lot on all four sides. And like, when I expanded my family, I had to build down because I had nowhere else to go, and it was much easier to build down than worry about roofs. I hate roofing 2 stories, especially when like the 2-story isn't a full story and there's roof cutouts. It just gets too frustrating sometimes. So I definitely went the easy route. This house is definitely on the slightly smaller side, so it didn't take me too long to decorate it, even though it is fairly cluttered. So it is slowly wrapping up at the end right now, especially because there isn't a whole lot of landscaping left to do. I believe it's honestly just the terrain paint around the base of the house, and like I said, I'm gonna get a little seating area in that screened in, I keep calling it a screened in porch, but technically it is a windowed in porch, but in real life it would be a screen, so that's why I'm calling it a screen porch, because that's how I am making it be in my head, just for the sake of realism, honestly. But you know the drill. It's getting to the end of the video, so I'm going to give my little goodbye speech here. I hope you enjoyed this nice cabiny feeling home in the Rocky Mountains, Copperdale inspired area, and I definitely enjoyed building it for you. So yeah, there's that. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and show your support however you feel like it, because it all helps me in the algorithm at the end of the day. And I wish you all the best. Have a good one. Bye, guys.